Hello, are you out there? It's Mark with Redo Over, and we are back to our Gal Civ 4 in-depth tutorial playthrough. There is no face box this time, but I request people have said, hey, free up the real estate from your fat face, Mark. If anyone has any comments on that, by all means, use the comment section. Otherwise, we're going to proceed without face box so that we're not covering up valuable areas of the screen for folks that are trying to really pay attention to what's going on, see all the drop downs and pop-ups, and let's do this. So first thing I noticed here is we are starting to punch through into Sector 2. We've actually got two fleets out here. One of them is a nice little flagship with a frigate escort, and we have an additional flagship with a frigate escort. That is fantastic. I assume they're going to different areas. Yeah, we're just trying to hoover up all their delicious anomalies. But I noticed down here, check this out. Control relic, unclaimed, that's just in this sliver of space. Is it possible we could get in there with a constructor? I don't know. I would love to give it a shot. Then there's another research relic down here. What's the deal? What's the deal with the Xenos not harvesting relics? It almost seems like that's a flaw in the AI, possibly. Up here, we have an economic... they did claim that one. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But long story short, do we have a constructor available? A constructor? Probably not. What are our shipyards working on here real quick? Defender, module, constructor at Kratos. What are they doing with that? Oh, the Kratos constructor is going to build a economic star base to help all the planets in the Kratos system, if I'm not mistaken, right? They're going to pop it right in there. Currently, we have Hive Base 1 sitting there, giving a big plus 20% boost to all manufacturing for the worlds in its radius. When I click on the ship, you can see its radius does include Kratos 4, Kratos 2, and Kratos 1. And we actually went into those planets and verified that Hive Base 1 is registering under the manufacturing. And in fact, it better be, or I'm going to look like a total jackwagon. Yeah, there you go. Hive Base 1 plus 20%. So we verified the efficacy of that method. But why not just put an economic star base, say, right here, and it will start yielding big benefits to research, income, and manufacturing potentially. But for the time being, we'll let that constructor finish for that economic, and then let's just jump up to Iconia. Since Iconia's shipyard is the closest, it's been just spewing out production modules, which is awesome. Nothing wrong with that. But let's get that constructor slotted into number 1. They'll have that done in a turn, and we're going to go try and hoover up that control relic if possible. Why not? And I think that's about all we got right now. Yeah, we got some events coming up here. Our flagship finds a derelict mining drone drifting aimlessly in space. The drone appears to be from an advanced civilization and is still functional. Your engineers managed to repair the drone. Upon confirmation, the drone is added to your fleet, providing increased mining capabilities and efficiency for resource gathering. We have two options. Reprogram it, grab a Helios ore, or reprogram it to get Durantium. Geez, let's do the Helios. I'm pretty sure Helios is going to sell for more when it's available. So currently, Durantium is buying at 44, selling at 22. Helios ore, which is not currently on the market, but when it is, probably going to be selling for 50. You know, buy for 100, sell for 50, somewhere in that range, maybe even north of that, which would be pretty darn nice. We have an idle planet. Why, oh why, Alula Borealis 3, are you idle? What's going on? We've actually got some pretty good stuff. Two things to really look at here. Developing terraforming, developing the planet, I guess. It's all terraforming, but you can see we have up to 4 terraforming options right now. So I could see filling in these hollow spots, these bays, essentially. Probably wouldn't focus up here because you can see there's not really valuable land around it, nor here. This one could be interesting, though. Manufacturing, population. Yeah, see, if you were to fill in this tile right here, you could build housing and get a lot more pop value out of that, potentially. So we will see. But currently, we're not at our pop cap, so I'm not too worried about additional housing. What other valuable things can we do, though? I know we could accelerate growth via the Colonial Clinic and the Medical Center. That would lead to some big ups. So we could easily hit 100% growth between these two, depending on where we place them. So, for instance, since this yields a +3 population, I could see developing this tile and then dropping in a medical center. Yeah, medical center is the better of the two because it has that base 30, but and it would it would reflect a +2 population back into here. Yeah, I could see doing that. We will need more places for our pops to live, though, if we keep pushing along with that. We have an infinite garden. Nothing wrong with that. We're talking about tourism with that. This is not really what I would say is a tourism-focused world. Research, we haven't delved into research here. In particular, a stellar forge. Oh, that's big military ups. That's a one-time civilization construct, or achievement. Probably going to want to drop that onto Icos somewhere. Hollow Theater, not necessary. Well, maybe a little necessary. Our approval is sitting at 78 here, which is going to be impacting our manufacturing, taking off just a straight 22% for manufacturing, research, and just manufacturing research, not income. But I could see putting that in there. The Hollow Theater may be worth it right now. Otherwise, prison, surveillance center, just address crime, which is non-existent in our civilization. And we have an irrigation network. Does that go here? Is this our food place? It's not really our food place. Where is our food place? Let's cycle through. Let's take a look at our food outputs real quick, which would be this number. I'm just going to quickly cycle through. Got a 15, 9. You see a lot of our planets are doing like no food whatsoever. Kratos, too, is sitting fat on the food. Oh, my. Oh, my. Check this out. Ooh, right there. That oasis is a +2 to food. It is undeveloped. Where are you going? Where's Colonial Clinic going? Right there. Yeah, listen. That's where the Infinite Garden needs to go. Right there. But let's finish out though. Let's zoom back around all the way. We're nearly there. Keep going. Don't stop. Wait, Kratos 2? Kratos 2. Kratos 2 is clearly our only real food production world. Not that we need more, but we need a place for the Infinite Garden to live. It's tricky because, as you notice, the Infinite Garden very unusually is a large chunk of tourism. More so than food production. More so than that. And it's a +2 to all. Holy cows, that's impressive. Did we have a tourism world going that we were developing? Let's cycle through again. Let's cycle through right here. Earth. Earth is big tourisms. Oh, wow. Spice market. Oh, yeah, I guess we're going to... But wait, the Infinite Garden can't go here. Oh, my gosh. It cannot go on Earth, right? Infinite Garden has to be built on a place that's not Earth. So let's keep going. Anyone else bigs on tourism? I don't think so. Really don't. So in that sense, since no one else is really like just clobbering tourism, perhaps we do drop it onto Kratos too. Yeah. Listen, we want to get it out of our hair, right? We got the 10 Urus Arboretums, and ooh, wow, there you go. We'll put it there. You know what we can do in the future, because that is a +2 to all, and we don't actually need this much food. We could easily pluck 1 or 2 of these out and put housing districts in around that. So we'll address that as it comes. However, for the time being, we are nearing max pop. So we're going to finish that Colonial Clinic, let that housing upgrade go, and then I would say we put the Infinite Garden. And I'm going to pluck off that food production right now because I want to get back to this world inside of the next 25 turns or so to see about adding additional housing. This here will give us a bit more housing, but we want to come back and, like I said, possibly destroy some of these food things, add more housing. Yeah, that's a plan. But we were stuck at Alula Borealis 3, wondering, what the heck do we do with this world? Their inputs, their big inputs, are sitting at 10. Why? Why is it sitting on wealthy? I don't honestly know why they're so gosh darn wealthy. It's not telling me where that +10's coming from. If I pop out of here, I zoom into Alula right here. What's feeding in her? Trade possibly is feeding as an input in. I see she's also pushing out a trade way out this way. God, where's that trade going to? Is that going to Iconia? No. No, it's going into the other sector. Wow, that's a big chunk of trade flowing through Alula Borealis. Let's go to our trade routes real quickly. I'm curious now. Alula Borealis 3 has... Oh, geez, there you go. There are your inputs from Arnor and Toria. Impressive. Well, given that Alula Borealis really seems to be doing quite well with wealth inputs, could we develop wealth on this world? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a rhetorical question. Yes, we can totally do that. I don't think any of these buildings really lead to a whole lot of wealth. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that we could use the Hollow Theater. Folks are not particularly happy. I feel like we're kind of wasting some potential. Put it adjacent to wealth and wealth. It does not yield wealth, though. It yields population ups, tourism ups. Okay. Okay. See, I'm looking at this right here, and I'm saying that would be a better wealth spot. But we can't develop wealth there. Holy crud, why not? You can't develop wealth on a mountain? How about here? There we go. That's not a bad spot for wealth. We could build wealth around these other two wealth improvements, so maybe like plop them all around through this area. But at this point, we're also going to have to develop some territories. We're much more limited on what we can do over here. Let's drop that in. Soil upgrade, habitat improvement, terraforming. And yeah, we'll hit all of them out. Once those are developed, we can come back in, get more wealth improvements, possibly get some more population buildings packed in around there. I have not exactly found a place for the Hollow Theater, but I'm thinking the Hollow Theater will live either here or here, since it could provide small benefits to adjacent population buildings. We'll see. We'll play it by ear, but that'll keep them out of our hair for a little bit. And actually, let's throw in that housing improvement, and we'll tuck it in right there after the financial district. That way we don't hit up against our max pop. And we have another idle core world. This is Alula Borealis 2. So, again, this is kind of an unfocused world. We don't have any real significant improvements on anything here. Input for minerals and for wealth are both looking okay. I don't see anything really extraordinary on the tiles we can develop. They have a bit of max pop growth left. And again, we have not really focused on research whatsoever. None of our worlds particularly focus on research, but I could see chasing after manufacturing. Pretty big here. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. We have some great manufacturing tiles down here through this peninsula. And you can see we have big manufacturing adjacency bonuses from these buildings here. So, that being said, Starport, yeah, let's drop it in. Boom. We haven't been chasing after that, but there's no sense in us not getting it. And do we need to mitigate out pollution? Yeah, we could do a touch of that. Oh, actually, wait. This military is the better spot for the starport. Hold on. Let's pull that out. There we go. Starport goes there at a massive 8. I can't believe I almost effed that up horribly. And the Stellar Forge is not going to... But yeah, planetary recycling will drop in right there. That looks good. And that'll help essentially zero out that pollution. So those are two very good buildings for this spot. And then just preemptively, since we know we're going to want to go this way, let's do a little touch of terraforming. Listen, I know I'm going to want to hit these. I do want to build up the manufacturing around this peninsula, but there's some really good spots here. So let's just chunk out a couple of these. We got a couple options. Gosh, do we go for this little guy? Yeah, I think our manufacturing hub is going to be down here. Oh, and then look, we have a little bit of room left for population improvements around these housing areas. That looks good. That will keep them busy for a very long time. Do I throw in the housing improvement? Yeah, we might we might want to. We're gonna run out of pop cap here sooner rather than later. So let's actually slot that in right there. That should come along just in time. Trying to make sure that none of our planets run out of pop cap growth. Ship idle. All right, we have an improvement here on the Curiosity. Now, she's got a decent hull size, decent amount of attack power. Yeah, it's not a bad ship, the Curiosity. So I would... What would the Slipstream Accelerator? Fleet movement increases by 1, her movement by 1. Ooh. Should we throw it on? Should we throw that on the Curiosity so she can really zip around? Yeah, what the heck. She's a decent ship. No reason not to give it to her. She's somewhat survivable, and that will just make these two be able to just get around everywhere faster all the time. And we'll jump up here. We'll research that artifact. We have another event popping up. Situation report. This looks like the Navigators. Disputed territory. Our territory contains a disputed region rich in resources. Unfortunately, a rival political faction on our world is also claiming it as their own. We're open to negotiation, but we need your support. If you back our claim, we will share the resources with you. However, if you remain neutral, we may not be able to maintain a friendly relationship. So, support their claim. +1 relationships with the Navigators for a long time, 7 years. Pacifism jumps to 11, and +2 Arnor Spice. That sounds pretty cush. However, if we don't do that, we get -2 relations, and our individualism increases to 37. Ew, let's decide later. Let's jump into our cultural progress. Let's jump to our individualism. Right, this is our big one. We're nearly, well, we're not nearly maxed. We have developed the initial 6, but we still have competitiveness, self-governance, and sovereign identity. So we have 3 more to dip into with the Navigators. Wow. All citizens who have an individual's trait will provide +1 raw wealth. I would like that. Self-governance, 8% approval on all core worlds except your home world, +1 leader. That's moderate at best. And then finally, sovereign identity, +25% resistance against foreign influences. All citizens' stats increased by 25%. That would be exceptionally good. Now, that's not just citizens with the individualism ideology. That's all citizens. That's like even the reprogrammed yours would join us. And it unlocks the individual divinity technology. So realistically, folks, it's not obvious to me, but here, let's just jump into totalitarianism. We're sitting at 3%. We're not going to go into that. Egalitarianism, 2%. Traditionalism, 9%. Progressivism, 8%. Pacifism, 10%. Nihilism, 0%. And collectivism, 3%. So, although we're still working into our individualism, and I would like the number to go up, you can see that pacifism is our number 2. And if we're going to dip, if we're going to get further into another tree, it's not a bad idea to push pacifism forward. There's a reason to potentially not take the hit with the Navigators right now. So they're making a quick offer to us. They want our sweet, sweet thulium juice in our Starbase refinery technology. And they're going to give us viriles. How do you say it? Viriles? Whatever the heck. No, I don't want that. I don't want to give them technology. Not for spices and shit. Seeds? Are those seeds that we're talking about here? Come on, folks. What are we talking about? Back to the event. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna work with them on this. I want that pacifism bump. I want those Arnor spices, and I want the relations. If we jump in, you can see there we have the ability to sell those spices right now. I don't believe we have any other need for them, so let's liquidate the both of them. And that was like 225 coin. Perfect. Good deal for us. We're advancing the turn. I see some ships moving about. And I really, really want that constructor to pop out of the Iconia Star shipyard here. Call it a star base, but I guess it's a shipyard. Ship idle. Okay, we're going to keep hoovering up artifacts. And we have another ship that needs an upgrade. The Hecka fleet. Hecka cool. The Perseverance. Very nice. She's sitting at 42 health. So, yeah, she's, again, a pretty durable ship. I would love to see the extended and reinforced hull. There you go. That sucked up a good amount of our Duranium, but that's okay. We're producing that Duranium at well over 2 per turn. Not bad. I am almost wondering, let's take a quick look at our shipyards and star bases. Have we done this recently? I want to make sure that since we've got 9 modules, I know we've been dumping a lot into our cultural awareness, but I just want to make sure any of our star bases that can harvest more than 1, yeah, they're maxed out. I think we did this last session. I do apologize if I get a little beating the drum here. Promethean's maxed, which I like. Thulium's damn near maxed. We don't need a lot of it though, so I'm fine on that. Tarantiums. Yeah, we're gonna call that good. They're good enough for now, folks. Okay. I really like to save the modules for really valuable stuff. So, constructor ship. That's right. We were pushing in here with cultural awareness. That's part of the reason why we need all those damn modules. So, we are simply going to make a communication starbase right there, and we'll start communicating with it. Yeah. Now, all these are going to take maintenance, which will eat into our overhead, obviously. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'll tell you what I like. I like the star-based defense system. It gives us +1 influence growth, and it is tax-free, so that's not a bad thing. And what else we got? Perimeter scanners. That's also influence growth with no upkeep. And now we're into our cultural. These are the big ones. Obviously, they're giving us big ups. I like this because it's a +15% to growth and influence. The maintenance is the same. The Durantium cost is the same. It's the better one. So cultural form is at all times, I think someone pointed this out to me recently, better than the cultural exchange. So we should always focus on the cultural form first. And in this case, the information hub as well. Wow, those are just straight up way the funk better. Way the funk. You heard me. Don't make me say it twice, thrice, 3 times or more. Oh, are we still going? Oh my lord. Don't stop. Don't you ever stop. Should we keep going? We should. We should keep going. One more. Boom. We're out of Durantium. We're not out of modules, but we ran out of Durantium. Listen, that is going to kick some butt. Those Taurians are going to be so sad when we start broadcasting into their territory. Here's the research complete beam weapon miniaturization. Thanks to breakthroughs in capacitor design, we can now create beam systems in a far smaller form factor than ever before. This gets us the experimental plasma pod. Just more attack. It costs a good amount. A little bit of mass, couple of Illyrium. That's actually quite expensive. 2 Illyrium for that. But otherwise, a more general +10% beam attack and +1 to the beam attack value. Sure. Choose new tech. We've been chasing down quite a bit of weaponry, which isn't a bad idea. Nothing wrong with that. But we want to stick to our tier 1 stuff. You know, this is part of the reason why we haven't really pushed our research forward aggressively. We don't need to. We're at a level of research input, research output that allows us to grab research technologies as quick as you can, which is 1 per turn. So as long as we're at the 1 per turn level, this number doesn't need to grow. It's not going to get us anything, as far as I'm aware. As far as I'm aware, you can't just grab 2 technologies at once. If someone knows that I'm wrong about that, please let me know. That would be a pretty big piece of information. If you could essentially wrap the bar, like in 1 turn you could fill this up, and then it would give you the technology, then give you the chance to take another technology, and then fill that bar as well with surplus research. I don't think that's how it works, so. But yeah, keep that in mind. So planetary invasion, I'm not too worried about that. We're not doing a whole lot of invasions right now with soldiers. We're trying to culture flip. But adapted crop engineering, I'm seeing big ups here on Snuggler Farms, Techopod Hives, Arnor Spices, and the Aurora's Arboretums. Yes, please. Let's grab that. Trade offer coming in. No. They want 2 of our technologies, one of which is the plasma beam. Very, very valuable technology. plus credits, plus snugglers, and all we get is stinking planetary invasion. Just no. Why would the AI even do that? It insults me, and it makes me want to conquer all the worlds. I'm gonna be really blunt. Here's our constructor. We know exactly where we want it to go. If I can just get there in time. How far away is that? How many turns? Is it telling us 6 turns? Oof. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We can jump into our policies. We have not looked at this in quite a while. Now, to be fair, these are pretty good ones. We're pumping out a good amount of positive benefits for ourselves. Growth, intelligence with no detriment. Like, that's a really nice one. Genetic manipulation. Culture values is a nice plus 10% to influence from everywhere, but it isn't that -1 diplomacy bonus. Heart of the Empire is one we could pluck out. Listen, the plus 10% influence growth, 10% gross income are both nice, but it only applies to the home world. So that's one that, as you progress into the mid and late game, is less and less valuable. Planetary stimulus, it's a pretty big plus 20% manufacturing, -5% gross income. So yeah, that's a good trade-off. That's like a 4-to-1 ratio, right? Pop boom. Listen, that's a big hit to gross income. I don't know why, but it makes you grow way faster and makes people happy. So that's good. I mean, hey, that's what you have gross income for, is to spend it, right? Economic development, that's just a straight, really, each colony, it just is just a +2. Boom. That's huge. That's just raw. But what I'm curious about is, can I take Heart of the Empire, perhaps, pluck it out of there, and put in something that will make my ships travel faster? Only because I really want to get that constructor where it's going. Yeah, let's do it for now. Just for the time being. And ship idle. What do we got? Another constructor. So we want this in the most centralized location. Right there. Yeah. And actually, that circle is huge. This is the radius circle. This is the radius for that constructor. That's monstrous. Let's convert her over to an economic starbase. I believe this is our first economic starbase we've done in the game. I could be wrong. I do apologize. I play a lot of Gal Civ 4 in my free time, so it's hard for me to keep track of what the hell's going on. So we don't need any of these defensive measures. This is well within the heart of our territory. Pretty damn safe. But this is what we're interested in here. Let's look at these Starbase Factory. So for 1 Durantium, 1 module, and 1 maintenance, we can get plus 2% manufacturing to all the nearby worlds. Starbase Lab, for 1 Promethium, 1 module, we get 3% research to all the worlds. Trade Station, 1 Durantium, 1 Promethium, 1 module, plus 10% to trade routes. Boo. Or trade routes. I'm not a real fan of trade routes. And we got the Culture Exchange. Doesn't matter. That doesn't help us. But yeah, let's do the Starbase Lab right now. And once we get some Durantium, we'll come in and we'll do the factory as well. But you can see there, that's research, that's manufacturing, that is income, provided you're screwing around with trade routes, which I'm not a huge fan personally. But ship idle, what do we make here? A freighter. That's right. We've insisted that we get into some freighter ships. So this is coming off of Lula Borealis 2. Let's go to our trade routes. She has none, so where do we send her? We want to send her as far away. I don't know if distance matter, or am I just kidding myself, thinking that the distance they travel matters? I don't know. Yeah, let's send it off to Altaria. There you go. It's going to take a long time. 10 turns to get there. We'll advance the turn. New technology complete. Adapted crop engineering. Although the base elements of our food feeds our plants feed on are the same anywhere in the universe, their bioavailability in local soils and organic matter differs widely. New varieties of crops capable of adapting to these challenges on their own should prove a boon to our food production. I didn't really care about the soil engineering. We have more than enough food coming in right now. But yeah, this is ups on our snuggler colonies up to 1/2, a 0.5, folks. That's big ups. Aurorus Arboretum, big 0.5, big bonuses to tourism. Techopod, 0.3. Interesting that doesn't go to a 0.5. That's how valuable Techapod hives are. And Arnor Spice is a big 0.5 plus a +4 on research. Those are all good. We may want to do a quick scan through our core worlds and see if we can make any of those improvements. Otherwise, we have a whole new round of technologies. Or bioplastics, upgrade manufacturing. Yeah, that would just be. It's simple, it's basic, but it's effective. And biomass, that's just 10% extra food. We do not need that right now. And of course, mining missions, we will never do that. We will never do mining missions. It's such a dead end, worthless technology that it enrages me. I want to punch my screen when I see that. But let's do bioplastics. We'll hit done. And we got some stuff to look at. So let's start with our colonies. Jump to Alulu Borealis. Jump in. What's the easiest damn way to see if these things have Techapod hides? I'm always mousing over everything. It's a really slow way to do that. But what are we looking for here? We're looking for snuggler colonies, Techapod hives, Aurorus arboretums. Yeah. Wait, we just haven't developed that yet? Is that sitting at 12? Oh my god. Why is that so far back in our queue? Was that auto added? Hold on. Did that just automatically go into the upgrade? Or has that been there the whole time? I'm so sorry, you guys. Wait, I know we have a Snuggo colony. Oh, no. Yeah, look at that. It auto adds them. So this is fascinating. I would say it's an unusual decision on Stardoc's part, but I kind of agree with it. I would imagine they've set this up by player request, because there's no other building or structure that they have in the game that automatically queues it in that I'm aware of, right? Like they're not doing any of these other improvements in the other building, but what it's saying is like, yeah, every time you get this odd little technology, are we going to make you scroll through 20 of your colonies to see which ones need the upgrade? In this case, they're saying, no, we're just going to tack it on to the end. I find that interesting. I don't know that it's the best thing, but I'm not going to say no to it. I think they have their reasons, and ultimately, I think it's just an ease of use kind of thing. We have a hypersilicate extractor. Interesting. No improvements on that. That's just sitting at a 0.1. Anything else? No. I think we're good. We've looked at everything. Core World Idol. Kratos. Oh, this is reminding me of something, though. We're going to want to go to Iconia and drop in that Stellar Forge, right? They would really benefit. They'll pump out our warships so fast. But let's look at Kratos 1 while we're here. They're doing pretty good with that wealth input. I'm guessing that's coming off of maybe trade route. But ultimately, they're at max pop. This is a big, broad, flat continent that doesn't really excel at anything. You see, there's not a lot of ups on manufacturing. There's one little spot for research. Not bad. I could see dumping into research here. Silicate extractor in particular is yielding additional research. So maybe let's do this. Let's do this with Kratos 2. Or Kratos 1, sorry. We could do a nice little node of research up at the top, right? We could drop in research, improve this, research, and just kind of slowly expand it maybe to the upper third of the continent, getting a lot of research out of this world. And then on the bottom portion, I see really good opportunities for population growth. We have some housing. Obviously, our core world capital's on housing. And down here, this planetfall, this is just a general +1 to all. So that could be good for housing. But yeah, let's work up around it. And not to say we can't throw in a little bit of manufacturing maybe around our manufacturing hub. But I think we could divide this up in a lot of interesting ways. So what do we focus on first? Manufacturing is sitting very pretty. I'll tell you what we're lacking in, though, is pop cap. So the first thing I think we're going to want to look at is how do we get more housing? We build housing. That's how we do it. Here we go. We just jump in. Housing. That's in a nice +2. Why not? What will that yield us? That'll yield us +1 and an extra 0.2. Okay. Let's get another one. another housing, and how about another housing? So they'll be working on those for the next year. That'll address the pop cap issue. What else do we want? Then perhaps we would, well, then we'll kind of mix it in more uniformly here. I would say we could definitely use some more manufacturing. Sure. Let's do a touch of manufacturing. You can't manufacture on that? On a barrier reef. Oh gosh. Frickin'. They won't let you just destroy a barrier reef for the growth and well-being of your civilization. What's that about? Come on. Come on. Yeah, we'll get a little bit of manufacturing there. Is that even worth it? Yeah. With that, we'll try and keep up with it. Then let's take our planetary mainframe, drop it in there, and then we'll do a research there, and then let's develop that. So we'll kind of go after everything. We'll make sure our population keeps growing. We'll get some clinics and growth functions in around the core world, core capital as we progress. We may drop in a little more manufacturing down here. Not really sure why we have this food production here at all. I would say we have the food production in particular because this was a good food spot here. But I could see also us packing in some population up in this corner, like around this, because you can see that's +2 pop, +2 pop. So like this would be a good spot for housing as well. So yeah, we'll just play it by ear as we go. But try and recall that research is something that Kratos should kind of focus in on. I think they'll do well with that. We wanted to jump into Iconia. Iconia's got some sweet buildings going here. Durantium processor. Man, they just hammer out production so fast. But we want to get it to where every one of these buildings can be built in a turn. That's what we're shooting for. We want so much production on Iconia that they can make any building in a turn. That being said, where's the thing? Where's the thing with the thing? Where did it go? Where the hell's the thing? Where is it? Right here. It can't go on a core world? Gosh darn it. It can't go on a capital world. The Stellar Forge is a military improvement. A massive starship foundry for providing material to the orbiting shipyard cannot be constructed on your capital city, your capital world. Arg. It doesn't work on Iconia because Iconia was the capital city of the Yor. So Earth and Iconia are both out. That being said, where's our next best choice to put that beefy son of a beep into? It is beefy. I mean, it is hecka beefy. So, yeah, where's our number 2 manufacturing shipyard? Let's look at this number. Let's scroll through. Okay, we got a 27 here at Alula, a 34, a 35, a 40, a 74. Yeah. God, that's nice. But Kratos 4 has got so much other stuff going on. How did Kratos 4 get turned into influence and a lot of shipyard? A lot of shipyard. Okay, let's jump back. Here's my mystery. Actually, I do want to look at this real quick. Our shipyard is producing at 74.5 shipyard production, but our manufacturing is only coming into 47. Where is this massive multiplier coming from? Let's look around real quickly. What do we got? No, not you. This? No. No. All right, we're just scanning through real quick. No, it's definitely not you. Not you. You're pop. You're pop. You're boom. The whoa. 48% ups. Oh my gosh, that's massive. I guess that's normal. But do we not have starports built everywhere? God dang. Gall dang, folks. I like that. Yeah, this is the world to put a Stellar Forge on. Like, even though we're kind of, dividing it up between other stuff, we clearly have some influence buildings and, all this crazy stuff going on. This little nub up here at the top is so efficacious. We could pull out this influence, or we could just pull out this manufacturing district and drop that in. We don't really have a military spot to build it, unfortunately. But it would live there adjacent to that. It would give big ups. That's not bad. Interesting option. But before we do it, let's see. Is there a tile that just has a great spot for military? Here, Alula. Geez, I mean, we could push it forward, but I see that we've built our manufacturing triangles down here in this lower corner. Question mark. Anyone else? Anyone else? Nah, not really. Yeah, Iconia can't do it, otherwise it would be there. So yeah, let's not overthink it. Let's drop it in right here. Let's rip this out and drop it in right here. We'll destroy that improvement. Well, nah. No, hold on. Let's destroy this influence improvement right here. Because look, that influence, approval, and wealth are not helping any of these others. Yeah, that's it. This guy's gone. Stellar Forge is going to go in. And it's only getting a little bit of military off of that. Oh, no. Wait, isn't there adjacency? +1 to manufacture. Oh, shit. Ew. I don't like that so much. I don't like that so much at all. Although those are very small values. Let's be honest, though. The Stellar Forge, although interesting, is only yielding a +1 to manufacturing per level and a +2 to military. Whereas our planetary generator yields a big +3 as opposed to the +1, and our starport yields a big +8 as opposed to a +2. So good enough. We just want that 25% to military and a little more. Phooey. It is what it is. Listen, eventually we may relocate the medical center, get some of that stuff out of there potentially. We'll see. But I do want to shuffle that up towards the front. Here we go. Shipyard idle. This is the Kratos 4 shipyard. And again, this is, yeah, they're building ships extremely fast here. So what do we do with this? We don't need colony ships. We don't need a particular amount of constructors. Although we could send constructors far afield into the other sector to try and cultural star bases. Or we could build the Vanguard here. It's a cruiser. Do we have any cruisers yet? I don't think we do. So, listen, these cruisers are quite expensive. Bear in mind, it's costing us 1 Illyrium, 1 AMAT, 1 Thulium. So we're only going to get a handful of these. Mainly limited by our Thulium at this point. Our Illyrium production's pretty good. Yeah, Thulium's the weak link. Let's get 2 of those into the queue. We won't exhaust anything, but that should really help with our military beefiness. If we jump into here, you see we're already sitting at number 1 on military power. But yeah, that'll kind of be the death knell for everyone else. I don't think people are going to mess with us too much once we've got that. We've got some executive orders popping up here. We don't need pressure scientists. Draft civilian ships, not necessary. Forced overtime, also not necessary. We could certainly do it, though. Telescope takeover, we certainly don't need. So this is a question of, do we hit our approval for how long? How long does that last? 10 turns? Again, they don't tell us exactly. I'm guessing it's a year. That is a really large bonus to military. But it's going to hit our research bottom line, and it's going to hit our production bottom line. What are we working on? Yeah, all sorts of stuff. We have 2 idle shipyards. Good lord. Yeah, let's pop it off. Let's do it. We're going to work on mitigating the detrimental effects of approval. Let's just do a quick sort here. Iconia's sitting fat at 96 because they got all these damn robots. We'll click it again to sort it to the bottom. Kratos is sitting at 76% right now. I'm assuming that's after activating. Oh, we haven't activated yet. Whoa. What's going on? Ooh. Select a shipyard. Oh, it's only 1 shipyard? Oh. No. I'm going to escape out of that. Geez, that's odd. It's only 1 shipyard you get that for? Target a shipyard. Yeah, screw it. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. We'll sit on those command points for now, control points. Jump to the bazaar. Harmony crystals. We've got 6. Techapods. We've got 2. There is the Helios ore. So yeah, it's an 8241. We've been talking about that. It's not a real common thing. I'm going to just bank it for the time being. We don't really need a lot of extra money for the moment. So I'll tell you what I do want, though, is more Durantium. Buy up a few of those. It's always good to have a good amount of Durantium in the piggy bank. And we've got some idle shipyards. Kratos 3. Gosh, you know what we're going to probably want is to keep going on the old... Well, no. Let's get a constructor ship going. Let's get 2 of those, because we do know we have a need for them. Both to use against the Taurians, but also to put into the other sector of space. And I don't know that I've seen any positive benefit from this culture flip yet. I see this dent right there, as though they're... We'll see if that line nudges. And we have another idle shipyard at Alula 2. Yeah, let's have them work on some modules. There's not a lot else we need on that side of the galaxy for this point. Ship idle. Who is that? Which ship? This is just a little frigate? Okay. I would say we send it to the Iconia to work on the fleet there. And you can see up here, we have these planets in full rebellion right now. It's going very slow. Remember that the Taurians in particular are very, what's the word for it? Unyielding, I think. Unyielding. Hold on. Let's jump on here. Might as well be accurate. Unwavering. Which makes them hard to culture flip. We're at 5% here with the big 1.9. Gosh, is there anything else we can do with this? No, we've got every module on that culture base right now. We're flipping it as hard as we can, but yeah, they're pushing back. They're pushing back pretty good. Ship idle. Who do we got? Another transport, another freighter. Okay, sure. Let's send this freighter to one of the Festron worlds. I'm not that familiar with the Festron homeworld, but how do you say that? Caridia? Caridia? There's a bunch of cool ways to say it. And we're advancing the turn, and we got a ship idle. What are you? Small frigate? Cool. Do any of our worlds need a defender to help them be more happy? No, it looks like every one of our core worlds currently has a ship helping to defend as far as approval goes. So yeah, we're going to send them forward to Iconia as well. We're essentially assembling our fleet at Iconia. Did I send that little guy on the way? Where the hell did it go to? I don't know. Bioplastics completed. The efficient rearrangement of organic molecules into useful building materials will enable us to build faster and cheaper than before, using less of our more precious resources in the process. That's just a straight upgrade to manufacturing. Sweet. Choose new tech. Mining missions, my nemesis. Or quantum computing. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go into quantum computing. I see the Phoenix missile system. That looks sweet, but it's at 2. We don't need it just yet. We're so badass when it comes to our weaponry. I do want to jump in though to our worlds and get those manufacturing improvements clicked in where necessary. Oh, why am I not seeing them? Here we go. Yeah, they have very little improvements on Earth. That's not going to help them do crud for right now. Here we go. Yeah, pop that in there. Move it to the front. Who else do we have? Who else? Anyone else? Yeah, that's it. I thought we'd get more out of the manufacturing. Maybe it'll roll around on the next turn? I don't know. Here's a supply ship. We're going to go to our planets real quickly. Who's working on what? Looks like the Planetary Recycling Center at the Lula Borealis 2 is taking the longest. Although I wouldn't mind helping. Let's help with the spice market first. We want to get that done since it is a galactic achievement. And then we'll help Lula Borealis 2 because they have they got a decent amount of manufacturing going. I wonder why it's taking them so long to do that Planetary Recycling Center. That's odd. It's odd. It seems like a very big chore for them. I mean, hell, Lula Borealis 2 has more production than a Lula Borealis 3 does. All right. Ship idle. And this is just one of our small flagship groups. We will just go hoover up the next space junk. Event popping up. This is the TAS Explorer MO1 survey report. Lost cargo. Your flagship captain reports the discovery of a lost cargo container floating in space. Upon opening it, they find an advanced robotic servants module. Yeah, listen, we can I'm guessing make a Yor on a planet. We can make a population on a planet. We could do that on Iconia. If you recall, we don't really have a way to manufacture Yor. Or we could sell it for 500. No. Let's get the pop. Why not? And then let's use it immediately, though. Let's jump over to Iconia. Jump into here. They've got a little headroom, sure. And we like the Yor on Iconia because with the massive pollution, it really inhibits biological growth here. Michelle Mars is going to be a long time reproducing. Not a lot of kids forthcoming there. So let's grab this. Adds a friendly Yor servant to the target world. Iconia. Jump back in. And you can see, in fact, there's our new Yor servant. They're quite intelligent and they're quite diligent. That's awesome. What would we do with someone like this? Could we... Our two options, if we click on their jobs... They would make an excellent scientist. They'd make an excellent worker. Yeah, both of those are really good. What does an entrepreneur get us? Extra. Provide a boost to the world's income based on their social trait. I find that interesting that that is a control icon of one, not a wealth icon of one. Oh no, it takes one. I see. It takes one control to flip. I understand. Now I get it. Okay. What do we want, though? Geez, more manufacturing. Yeah, that's what we do here. We're here to manufacture, folks. Should we look at our other Yor real quickly? They're all good at different stuff. Let's do scientists. So let's just pop them into whatever they're most suited as. Additional scientists, sure. What are you good at? More science? Yeah, why not? What are you good at? More science. More science, yeah. You? Science? Yeah, what the hell? You? Diligence on this guy. So he's a better worker. Yeah, that's fine. And then finally, let's get Michelle. Michelle, what are you good at? What are you good at, girl? She's currently a scientist because she's sitting in 9 in intelligence, so that's fine for her. So yeah, listen, it's just going to be a mixture of scientists and manufacturers here on Iconia. It's a great world. It's putting out a lot of manufacturing and a good chunk of research at this point. In fact, it may be worth doing the research improvement at some point. Slide it ahead there, the Techopod hides. Techopods are valuable, but I think we've scattered them around pretty well for our star bases at this point. I don't know that we need to boatload more Techopod hides. But I'll tell you what I do want. I want to improve soil engineering there so we can build up more manufacturing around that spot. So, yeah, they're cranking through. Keep it going, you guys. You're awesome. I'm actually going to slide that in right there in front of the pollution processor. Yeah. Wow. That's some good stuff, folks. Good stuff. And I'm actually going to move that Techopod hide ahead for the +2 to manufacturing. Well, she might already... No, she doesn't have it. Yeah, that looks good. Iconia cannot grow fast enough for my tastes. Quantum computing. Quantum computing won't lead to the nearly magical benefits some think, but it should still make it possible for our researchers to approach entirely new classes of mathematical problems with new confidence. So a research upgrade as well as a zero-G experiment. This is a module. Boosts research of nearby worlds. So this would go on an economic station. That zero-G thingy. While we're here, picking a new technology, we're not going to do mining missions. Screw mining missions. We will never select it. We're going to get that beam weapon because why not? We're going hard into beam weaponry. I like it. Let's jump back down to our economic starbase, though. Starbase. Double click. Zero-G right there. So this is on top of the Starbase Lab, which is already a +3. So yeah, let's just grab it up. To Promethean, because it's research-based. Promethean primarily hits on research stuff. I don't know if everyone knew that or not. And can we grab the Starbase Factory? Yeah, let's do it. Zero-G scaling? Yeah, so check this out. The two labs each yield a +3% to research, but the Starbase Factory was at a +2%, but the zero-G scaling is at a plus 3% to manufacturing. So it is the next step up. Orbital replicators, yes, please. That's an additional 3% to manufacturing. Now, bear in mind, the duranium cost is climbing, and this is a plus 3 maintenance. Extremely expensive, but this is what I was pointing out, that economic star bases are economically really expensive to you. But we'll do it. What about this trade station? Oh boy. Are we going to have to bite the bullet and make trade routes out of all these Kratos core worlds and send trade ships everywhere else? Probably. We probably should do that. Okay. What do we got here? Vanguard's coming up. Production modules. Constructor. Yeah. Let's get some freighters in the queue here, folks. I don't really want to do it, but I will. Because listen, at this stage of the game, our costs, our taxes, our maintenance is going to go up quite high. And we've got to start mitigating out our income. I mean, listen, we have plenty of income. That's great. Let's look at our tax rate. We're sitting at medium. Hell, we could make everyone happier if we went to normal. Check this out. Right? That increases our approval, drops our income. I think we can manage that. Let's try and make that work for the time being. We'll get that extra manufacturing, we'll get that extra research, but we're still in the positive. As we get these trade routes going, though, using our experimental drives to hopefully push our trade vessels, our freighters, farther afield quicker, it should greatly boost this number as we develop more and more trade routes. But yeah, listen, we have 2 trade routes going on a couple of Kratos worlds, but we have 3 worlds in Kratos, and every one of those could have trade routes going with all the other planets in the sectors of the galaxy. Massive potential income there. So here's a cruiser, the Vanguard. We'll send it up to Iconia, again, assembling our war fleet there for, well, whenever we decide we need it. How is this culture base doing? It is doing poorly. It is simply not able to flip influence here. It just cannot do it. Why? Do the Taurians have a cultural starbase? No, they have an economic starbase. They have a military starbase. That's fascinating. I would guess Tauria is simply pushing out a large amount of influence. That 92? Yeah. It must be that. Oh, that's weird. They're really resisting our influence growth. Good for them, I guess. Gosh, can we build up this relic over here? Yeah, not particularly. We could build up the cultural output of it, but it's going to hit this corner. It's not going to do anything for us, really, right? We have our mining star bases. Now, this is an interesting thing. Let's look at this real quick. We have a whole line of our mining star bases in their territory. Can we use modules on those to increase the output? Yeah, here's a 4th one right here. So we have a wall, right? Actually, we have a 5th one. Shit, we have 5? No, 6? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So let's take this one. It's deep in their territory. Influence growth 5. I mean, I guess the call's coming from inside the house here, right? We're already well within their borders. Okay. Here we'll start at one side. Well, we don't have that many modules. We got to be a little cautious here. Let's jump into here. Similar thing, perimeter scanner and defensive starbase. That way, in case they ever counterattack us anyway, it'll make it a little harder to take that thing down. But there you go. What about right here? These 3. Yeah, let's jump in. Perimeter scanner. Defensive starbase. Boom. Next station. We'll grab the defensive starbase system because it does give them that +1. And finally, right here, Similar situation. Scanners and that. Wow. There you go. So that's going to just generate each turn. It's going to build that influence in a very small amount, but it's well within their territory. That might help weaken the value here. Is all these work together? Is these values combine? Like, so you see here, these two clearly overlap. It's possible this star base will contribute to this star base as those values overlap and be able to push against this bulge here. Let's see what happens on the next turn. I'm actually pretty curious. Here we are at Iconia. So I'm not too worried about Iconia making freighters. Iconia needs to make ships. Again, this is our most valuable production yard. So I would say we have them work on vanguards. Yeah, we have them work on warships. Let's throw a couple into the queue, and we'll throw a production module in there just to break it up a bit. Obviously, we don't want to outstrip our production resources. And what else do we got here? Ship idle? Where? Where are you? Supply ship? Sure. We want to have them help with the planetary recycling, or do we help them with the spice market? Actually, supply ship is nearly to Earth. These guys are going to help Earth. So yeah, let's have this supply ship help Alula. Get that planetary recycling center done. It's a long way out. There we go. That shaved off 3 turns. Not bad. We're advancing the turn. I want to watch this line right here. Put our mouse right on it. Taurians are going. Ooh, that worked. That worked. You can see our cursor. You know, I mean, it's moving in the right direction, folks. So here we go. Beam weapon augmentation. Using feedback loops, we can synchronize the waves of energy we supply to a beam system, delivering far more powerful beams. This augmentation system should make all our beam weapons more potent. So yeah, we get the star-based disruptor bank. Just add into the firepower, potential military star bases if we ever needed it. But otherwise, beam attack. Very nice. We're getting deep into beam weapons right now. Here's something I'm thinking about, though. We can drop sensor array packs on all of our star bases, even mining ones, right? We can't put cultural modules on a mining star base, but we can put sensor packs. So that being said, which of these is for sensors? Here, check this out. The exploration support system? No. Omega Starbase? Oh gosh. That's probably only going to go on a military, though. Surveillance system. That's it. That's the one we want. So look at this. The Starbase defensive grid will get us all these types of all these modules. But the second one down there, the surveillance system, extends sensor range by 12. So sensor power plus 32, but it's plus 5 influence growth. That can go on those mining star bases that are already in Taurian space. As well as it'll give us a big fat +4 to logistics, increasing our fleet size. It's got a lot of good stuff. And an additional +2 module, sure, why not? So yeah, I want the star-based defensive grid. Even though it's 2 turns out, we'll jump on that. Hell, we damn near have it down to 1 turn out. We're going to keep pushing that research up bit by bit, kind of passively, as you guys know. But, oh, actually, wait. Jump into executive order? Pressure scientists? Yes. That should be enough to push us over to get that in 1 turn. Fantastic. The forge is completed. Whatever they were working on. What do we want here? Let's get more freighter fleets going out of Earth. Earth has a pretty good amount of income output. 36, yeah. We want to push forward. We do need to get this number up. So there's a supply ship. Spice market's nearly done. So do any other worlds need help right now? Yeah, Kratos 2 is working on the Infinite Garden. Kratos 2 needs our supply ships at this point. So we'll focus in pretty much all of them we can get into Kratos 2 for the time being. We have another constructor done. Let's send that constructor, into Xenospace. We want to start, let's just get it out here. We're going to start putting cultural influence star bases in this sector of the galaxy. Oh, they're almost there. Yes. Oh, look at, we can do it right now. Woo. Yay. And we have 2 modules. That's perfect. Oh my gosh. Oh, we can't mine. That's okay. We will do communications, I guess. Sure. Hold on. Can we move this right here? Yes, there we go. I want to get it as close to the space as we can. Communication Starbase, Construct, and Xenoarchaeology Lab. Yes, please. And which of these is better? The Precursor Study Center. Boom. Now we're out of modules, but you can see that's getting us additional control. And you know what the heck? That's influence growth. We can start pushing out this pocket here. Now, there's no worlds here, but obviously they have this entire system. We're going to start surrounding it. So look, we could put a cultural starbase here. That's our area. We could put a cultural starbase here. We've already got a constructor en route. And with this one, those 3 focusing from all sides could start to really put pressure on these navigator worlds. I would like that. Ship idle. What do we got? I'm watching the clock here. Yeah, we're probably getting close to wrapping up for the day. Where's this idle ship? The Vanguard. Where are you at? Where are you at? I don't see. Oh, that's just a cruiser. Ah, okay. I was thinking it was a free flagship. It is not. But that's a beefy cruiser sitting at 71 hit points. Yeah, I approve greatly. We'll drop that into Iconia there. Actually, we probably should have a ship or 2 defending the actual shipyard. Hold on. Let's eject the fleet. We have 2 different fleets here. Cruiser, frigate. Yeah, all right. Those guys are going to sit there at the shipyard just to help it keep it from getting sneak attacked and destroyed easily. And the rest will sit at Iconia. So yeah, we've got a lot of military power floating around Iconia, which is the point of it. Here's an event. This is coming from the Perseverance Survey Report Stealth Field. There's a stealth field in a capsule. Despite its name, it doesn't make anything invisible to visible light, but it does hamper enemy targeting systems. So yeah, we want to bring it on board, and we'll get that upgrade onto one of our ships as soon as possible. The other options would, of course, be to get Illyrium and Thulium. We can always buy that off the market, or we sell it. We don't really need the money. We want this. We want the field, and we'll have it for when the time is right. Ship idle. Oh man, they're doing great here. This is another one of our flagship groups, and gosh, we are really running out of anomalies, folks. Check it out. This group here is surveying here, and they'll grab that one. We have 2 survey groups in here that are going to grab the last couple in this space. Honestly, we have quite a bit of anomalies in our pocket of the sector here. So let's take this group and send them back to Terran space to start researching these. We can't leave them forever. At some point, we got to grab those up. And bear in mind, we already have 2 survey groups out here sucking up all these anomalies in their sector space. So I think we got the jump on anomaly harvesting over any of the Xenos at this point. I see we have multiple freighter fleets streaming out to get us more income. Want to see if the Starbase grid, it did pop around. That worked. We were able to push ahead and get the Starbase defensive grid completed in one turn. Starbase provides the perfect anchor for our orbital defense efforts via both weapons platforms and communication hub. With the dedicated defensive grid, we will become a formidable barrier for anyone who might try to harm our people. Yeah, we'll mouse over real quick. The Omega Starbase defenses, yeah, that's just a bunch of weaponry and shield strength, plus a little bit of influence. Exploration, that increases the range, and it makes Nebula, I guess you could build one in a Nebula? No. What does that do? Is immune to Nebula? Let's see. Does that mean our ships can pass through the Nebula more effectively? Yes. I think that's what it does. Because right now, if you try and... different types of Nebula have different effects on your ships, but I'm assuming that neutralizes any Nebula. Interstellar Defense Module, what's that getting us? Improves movement? It's a -10 move cost and a +10 move cost. I have no idea what that means. That seems wrong, Stardock. That seems very glitchy. The way that's displayed, that's bad. Surveillance system, yeah, we want that for our mining platforms. Fortification module, that is that's a bunch of defensive measures for Starbase. And finally, the Xalon defense system, just big ups to attack, big maintenance cost, so at +5. So some really expensive stuff. Let's choose our new research though. Jeez, gosh, they're all good. It's all good. Warp theory. That's additional move. I think I do want warp theory actually because we are really trying to get our fleets out there far flung. So more move is better for the time being. We'll have that in one turn. Fantastic. Let's check the Galactic Bazaar quickly. We don't need any more Aurora Arboretums. Do we need Xanthium deposits? Crud, I don't need. I don't. I'm not aware of anything that takes Xanthium. I'm trying to think back. I'm not aware of a single thing that requires Xanthium. So I really don't know what it's for. Shipbuilders, yeah, okay. maybe some armor at some point. Monsantium or Monsadium, we don't have any need for. Thulium sitting pretty. Got a lot of Promethium, a lot of AMAT, a lot of Durantium, Illyrium. Yeah, we'll let that sit for the time being. And what can we do here with our control? We can invite leaders. Yeah, that may be worth doing. Let's invite some leaders. What the hey? We don't look at our leaders very often, but we might as well see if there's any phenomenal leaders floating around out here. I see Fernanda Twy has a big 16 on Resolve. Who else has got some big ups here? Geez, wow. And KD 2867 is sitting at a big 16 on Research. Okay, that's not bad looking. Let's jump over to our Minister position. Let's start with Resolve of 16. Yep, that would be worth replacing. WIJH 2657. That's 3 additional. That's going to just give us hit points and planetary defenses. Ooh, yeah. That's worth doing. So let's bite the bullet and make that purchase. And what else does she have? Doesn't forgive easily. And a tactician known for their effective but cruel methods. Fantastic. We are going to pull them out of that job. Drop her in. Twice in there. That's really big bonuses right now. What else are we looking at here? We've got Urpal. We got Urpal sitting at 18, a 13, and a 14. Did we have any Urpals above 13? No. We can't outdo the Urpal here. Intelligence 5. We don't get any free research. Nothing real cool like that. But we've got that 16 to intelligence for 403. God, that's a big get. But it's a good number. The other thing we have is a 12 social. Let's jump back in and look at our socials real quick. Now, we're not going to outdo any of the social, but we can improve both of these by 1. And we probably should. In particular down here, the income plus 1%, maintenance cost minus 2%. That's where we want the 16. This person, this Yor represents the most intelligent creature pretty much in our civilization. We want them for 403. They're actually pretty loyal as well, which isn't a bad thing. So let's sell some product real quick. We'll pop off a couple Promethium. There you go. Jump back over and hire ANKD. We'll then jump back into the ministerial position. We'll pull Neil out of there and we'll drop WIJH into the position. Oh, no, wrong guy. Wrong Yor. My bad. They all look alike, am I right? Here we go. ANKD goes in there. There you go. There you go. That should really help this number improve. It's helping in 2 ways. It's getting us more income and it's reducing our output. It's reducing our tax load. I like that. So let's jump into our governors real quickly. Do we have any particularly inferior governors? No one's too bad. You can see almost everyone is in double digits on social, which is very nice. Jenna is not, but she has massive research and very good diligence and resolve. So she kind of offsets that low social. Is anyone else even in the ballpark with her? Nah, Neil's kind of low on those. He wouldn't make a particularly good governor, nor would WIJH make a particularly good governor. I did want to check though. Carolyn here has got the big plus 12 to social, the big 12 to resolve. She would make a decent governor potentially. Is there anyone you would pluck out to swap her with? Not really. None of those are looking that impressive. Let's keep moving on though. We could certainly use some help with diplomats. The 8 and the 7 social aren't great, but I don't think it would hurt us. What about factions? Oh, we've done nothing with factions yet. Okay. We have Warforged. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. It's probably about time for me to wrap up here. when you start getting tired. Yeah, let's do this. Next game, let's take a look. Next playthrough, that is to say, at our factions. We haven't looked at these at all, but we can see we're actually starting to get some pretty good numbers. Listen, we can get more military output from our shipyards. We can get a big boost to pop growth. Okay. We can get a big boost to science in exchange for manufacturing. Okay. We can get a big boost to planetary influence in exchange for diplomacy, which I would take at this point. Okay. Let's leave there then, folks. We're going to return and look at our factions. That's where we're leaving off today. Otherwise, I think we're sitting pretty. We're making a big dent. And the other thing, not only are we going to look at our factions, we're also going to jump back into these military star bases and throw on additional sensors. Wait, where the hell did these sensors go? No sensors. Oh, I could have sworn we got additional sensors. We didn't. What am I not understanding? What am I not understanding, you guys? Why don't we have access to that? I'm trying not to get distracted, but perimeter scanner? Oh, that's so weird. I would have thought we'd have that sensor thing locked in. We'll look at that. Okay, well, that's it for today. That's long enough. If you watched, I appreciate it. Take care.